Ballet Folklorico, folk dance, that's what that means in English, folk dance, is a style of movement that embraces culture, embraces traditions, the way that people were back in the day. But the word ballet folklorico really was a term that was coined closer to the 20th century. After the Mexican Revolution, Mexico experienced a renaissance. And this was the golden era in which artists like Diego Rivera, Frida Kahlo, emerged to depict who are Mexicans, like what is the Mexican identity. At the same time, dances were commissioned so that Mexico could present itself at Olympics or at international events. Anna Pavlova, a famous ballet dancer, in 1919 fell in love with Mexico, with Mexican culture. And so she presented a traditional song called Jarabe Tapatío on stage. And she did it on point, and she fused ballet technique into folk steps. And that's where we started seeing the merging of ballet folklorico as a style. Artists started fusing contemporary movements, modern ballet, classical ballet, with folk steps, with indigenous movements, with Mexican music, and created something really epic. Something really cool about Mexico is that there's 32 regions, 32 states. Each state in Mexico can vary completely from the other. So when you see music from the different regions of Mexico, you see a big focus on how this state is different. One state in Mexico can have very strong Spanish roots. Another can have very strong African roots. There's some that mix a lot of the heritage and it's just its own type of vibe. For example, maybe Veracruz, where you see some strong Spanish flamenco type footwork mixed in with some more indigenous clothing, and then the music is embracing both Arabic and Afro-centric rhythms alike. When you hear music from Chihuahua, you hear the accordion very prevalent, and you see how the people of Chihuahua took the ancestral roots coming from Eastern Europe, Poland, Germany, Czechoslovakia, and adapted that music to the lifestyle of Mexico. The music from Colima is much more ballad based. It's singing about love. The songs are much more centered on the village people, the people that live and inhabit in the state of Colima. So you might hear more songs that are flirtier, songs that play off double meanings, and that translates onto dance, with women being less show-offy, less so much about a gala dance performance, and more about dancing with a partner, dancing to court and be flirty with a partner. You see the ladies be a little more coy and not so easy to become courted. And Sinaloa is a coastal state, and being coastal, you get to hear these fiesta carnival type sounds and songs. Very tropical, it's very much festive. And the women dance in Sinaloa in a way that is much more show-offy. It's much more about celebrating carnival, or celebrating the fact that you are coming down from the mountains and having a good time on the beach. The costumes definitely vary by region. A lot of times they are indicative of the period in which the music was adapted. For the state of Sinaloa, for example, you see much more flowy dresses that are coastal, so less about covering up to the neck and more about showing a little bit of shoulder, having something that's playful as you're dancing and of shimmy to the audience. For example, Jalisco, it's much more derivative of Victorian era clothing, where you do see a Victorian type collar. The woman is much more covered all the way to her neck. She has layers of skirts under her. They're long. You kind of see how back in the day it was taboo to show any skin, really. In the United States, we see Ballet Folklorico meaning a moment to celebrate diversity and roots, being able to embrace our cultural backgrounds and celebrate that we're in the United States, in a place that welcomes immigrants. It's basically our mission to promote and showcase cultural diversity. When we dance together, we are moving together. Our hearts are beating together, and we're forming a community. We are really creating community with corazón. We're creating community with the heart. And when we dance together, we get to create something really beautiful that's unique and embraces culture and diversity.